Start. Good evening, all of my friends, and myself Ramanjit Kaur, and I am studying Master of Information Technology Enterprise Management. Now, I and Ruchika is going to take the interview with the Mrs. Arshpreet Kaur, who is the pilot manager in the North Park Medical Center, and we are going to take the interview for our group assignment, that is our subject business practice for the IT professional. Our topic is how has a recent change impacted for the organization. Welcome, Mrs. Arshpreet Kaur, and thanks for you to take us opportunity to take the interview. And I also want to mention that this interview will be recorded, and this is only for used our academic purpose. All the information and answers we get from you will be treated with the very confidentially. And also, I want to say, Mrs. Arshpreet Kaur, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, so I am not in IT background. So yes, I take over the IT and the medical background for North Park Medical Center. It's basically a medical center where I take over as a second part after the owner comes. So I'm actually managing my staff, even
Uh-huh.
including the doctors who are including into it. So it's
Uh-huh.
just the basic role, not the whole IT, but yes, with the other medical staff as well.
All good. When did you join this organization?
Back in October 2020.
All good. How was your experience with the your change? You have mentioned that you have changed your field. How was your experience with that?
I couldn't say that I changed my field, but I have actually improvised my field just by including medical services because I love helping people with their medical
All
needs.
right.
Yes.
All good. That's all right. And what does an organization's change mean?
Organization change, it can be anything. It can be just adding any new employee.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so even just adding one of the staff member is actually a great change because there has to be a lot of things that needs to be done with the training, with the documentation, and even by as a behavior change, because we need
Yes.
to, the person who is a new person will be obviously will be changing with the environment and maybe teaching new things to people, new things to us. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a one impact, but if there's like possibly our owner is changing or something like that, so there are a lot of changes which an organization has to face. It's not just a simple factor, there's a lots of factor which really impacts a lot.
All good. Can you please tell me why you choose the medical field as a manager in the medical field?
I was just looking for a work. So I
Yeah.
just started as a reception, and the owner of that medical center has seen a potential in me, and he thinks that he will be able to,
Yeah, able to
um,
do.
yeah, able to communicate, and I'm capable for the for that particular position, as he was looking for a practice manager from almost like for 6 months and more than that, because there's a lot of manager who has got changed before I joined in. So
Yeah.
I was given the opportunity to become a practice manager, and I started to 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 actually accommodate myself for that position. So I've started even my diploma to make it more accredited for my
Uh-huh.
that position. So yeah, so I've started my diploma for my leadership and management, which includes all the policies and understanding of how to become a practice manager, and how to have a roles in management, how different medical vendors are out there to whom
All
we
good.
need to connect. So yeah, so it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I also thinking that you have a more potential to do a work as a manager, because you told me you joined as a receptionist or something like that, and you have capable of these things. That's why you are on this position now. And now I want to call Ruchika, that if Ruchika have more questions, Ruchika, can you please ask from Mrs. Ashpreet Kaur?
Yes, thank you, Raman. I'm audible to all of you.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
That's good. And thank you, Ashprit Ko. And we appreciate you coming and taking the time to speak with us. And I'll be asking some question related to the changes and impacted. So, like in your experience, what organizational changes have you found to be most beneficial?
See, it totally depends. Because a change, any factor, any factor which actually influence or bring a change in an organization has a positive and a negative impact,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It has a, like, if I just give you an example, I've hired one of my staff member so that I can just get more help from her, so that I can just teach her a lot of things. So yes, it is a negative thing that I have to put my time,
Yes.
instead of doing my manager
Yeah.
work, I have to train her. That is a negative impact, that I have to cut my hours for my management, and I have to train her so that she can be into that position, that whenever I'm not there, because I need sometime a day off, that I'm not able to get. So at least this, so that she can act like a second manager, or some sort of admin department, or some sort of admin person, that
Yes.
who can help other people when I'm not there. And she has like really good things, like she's good with computers, she know how the things are. And there's a negative as well, so it is a little bit hard for her to communicate with the patients. So I've been trying to help her out. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm dividing my a lot of work. So I'm trying my best so that she can be a successful, what I can say, factor, or successful improvised version
Yeah.
of being a good receptionist, and even with the admin work, so that she can be. So I'm trying
Yeah.
my best, I think.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
that's good.
that's good. So, what do you consider to be the biggest factor in the changes? Like the biggest factor?
Biggest facts I have recently, because as I said, that I am with this organization from October 2020. It's almost like more than 2 years now. And recently, the owner of the medical center has got changed. So there were a lot of things, as the date was not finalized when the ownership is going to transfer. So I was not able to get the documentation signed, because there are a lot of documents, a lot of an organization, health identifier will change, organization number will change, even there are, I mean, there are a lot of certificates that needs to be updated, because it will be under a new business owner, and with the new
Yeah.
management system, new policies, new people that we are going to hire. So it's a um say that's a it was a big change, that,
Yeah.
and it was my first experience that this I have faced. So yeah, it was a good experience. I've got to learn a lot of things. So I hope that no more changing of the management. So I
Yeah.
Yeah.
can yeah, and just not to go through that same process again. It's tiring and it's a lot to do.
Right. So, have you ever observed a change that had a significant influence on a business?
um I can say it's I cannot say any significant change in the business, because, as I said, there's a lot of factors that has actually helped to grow the business, to get more doctors, to get more people to help out, and to have more IT staff who can help us in when we, because in a medical center, if there is a certain file, there's a certain device, if it is getting malfunction, so we needed it to
Yeah.
be fixed urgently. So in those terms, we needed to have an IT, like a greater source of IT people right on the tops, who can just help us straight away where I'm not able to help, because there are certain things that needs to be done. like adding another hardware, because one hardware can actually affect other connectivity as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think it's not any significant in the business. It includes everyone, even if there are different segments
Yeah.
of a business. There's a front end thing who actually help the whole team, how the system is going to work. In a medical center, there's a doctor who is actually taking care of a patient, so that's a different department. There's a management who is on the top of, who is at the front end. There's an IT department. So everyone, they just put together their effort to help the business to grow and to just support it.
Right.
So yeah, everyone, they just put their own significant efforts
Yeah.
to
So
All
all
good.
are
run the
involved with
business.
the organizational transformation, right?
Yes, because we need everyone, whosoever is working in that organization, we need everyone's support. So only that is um, a way that we are going to go through. Because there was a one time when we had this situation which is unlikely. So there was a one doctor, and we had a communication problem with our staff members or something. I was not a manager at that time, I was just a receptionist. And we had a problem where there was only a doctor, there was no reception staff. He was the only doctor who was working on that day, and he needed a reception staff to receive calls, and there was no one. So the doctor became a reception as well as a doctor. So it is a hard part. So if he wants to run a business, he only do his own part. That will be
Yes.
a doctor's duty, to see a
Yeah.
patient, to do a telephonic consult for them. And we have a separate part for reception, to receive all the calls and to book. Because while, for example, while a doctor is in the consult, he cannot receive a phone on the reception.
Yeah.
So he is not able to increase more patients, or to bring out more patient and to grow the business. No, we need other members as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
contribution of everyone.
Everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it
So
yeah, it is in every organization. It's not just in one organization. In every organization, everyone's input is actually valued. Plus it is mandatory that, because if there's someone who is just sitting out and not doing anything, and we are just paying them, so it's just, we are putting our money on someone
right.
that is not useful. If that is useful and helping us
Yeah.
out, so it's just
Help.
a equal benefit everywhere.
Yeah. So have
All
you
good.
urged your team to accept a change?
Yes, my team is actually working out with, like I said, I've got a new staff member.
Yes.
So my team, doctors and my nurses and everyone is adjusting
Mm.
with that new staff member. So I hope I will get a good feedback. Sometime I don't, but
Yes.
we can't do much. The person is learning, so we have to adjust with them. The patients who communicate with them, they have to adjust when there's a trainee.
Yes.
So it's just everyone is compromising.
Yeah, everyone should have to, even though we can say that, accept everything. Like they have to adjust with everyone. Like if we are
Exactly.
talking about the,
And there's a thing that, if you're not giving an opportunity to a
yeah,
fresher,
Yes.
right?
yeah,
And so you are expecting an
yeah,
experienced person. How the person is going to be experienced when
no,
Right.
when you are not letting a person in your organization to learn? So yes, you make people learn, you train them, and then they will be becoming an experienced people. Because there are a lot of trainings out there who you can just get training, but in training you are not able to face the real situation, a real circumstances that you're going to face. No, you're not going to face that in a training.
Yes.
any
So,
more questions, Ruchika, that you want to ask? Because I
uh,
think we have only 4 to 5 minutes left for our interview.
okay. I
Yeah.
think we have covered all the answers for our question.
Oh,
Yeah. So you have any cross question, you can ask. And thank you for
yeah.
answering the question.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
all right. How frequently do changes come up in the working style?
Changes come up in a walking style.
Yeah.
I think even a small problem or even just a single change is just a walking change, because that change we did not expect it.
Uh-huh.
Or if there is any person, or even if it's just a thing, every change is unexpected, it's not being decided. And if there comes any unexpected change, we need to have a proper plan for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a plan management, there is a management who actually um taking care of these changes that will
Hmm.
actually impact the business in
Yeah,
every
that's
way.
all right. That's all right. I think we have covered all the questions that we need to ask
Yes.
from you.
Yeah.
And Ruchika, do you want to say something from
Um,
to
no, Ash, I
Ashpreet Kaur?
think, yeah, we have covered all the questions, and the answer we get from Ashdeep Kaur, it's very helping, and it was a pleasure to meet you. And thank you for the opportunity we have talked
Same,
to you.
same here.
I also want to say thanks to Mrs. Arshpreet Kaur that you have given us an opportunity to meet you and to ask some questions from you. But
Yeah.
it's our group presentation that we have to do. It's compulsory for everyone. That's why we are just going to take any manager from any company and take the interview from them. And thank you so much for your precious time that you have just spent on us. And I
No.
just want to say thanks. There is nothing else that I want to mention.
No problem.
Yeah.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you. Yeah. Thank you, Ashpreet. Okay.
All right.
Okay, bye bye. Have a lovely days, and hope you are getting more success in your
Yeah.
life, that you are going to focus on your goals and everything.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
all
you so
right.
much.
All right. Okay.
Okay.